Namaskar. Let's discuss GRAMG bill that has been passed by both the houses of the parliament, and even honorable president has also given assent to the bill. So now it has become the law, and uh, it has sparked a huge controversy in the entire country. So what this Viksit Bharat guarantee for Rozgar and Ajivika mission about, and how it differed from the old NREGA scheme? Let's discuss all these things in detail. So if we talk about old NREGA scheme, it is a centrally sponsored scheme, meaning to say that it was fully funded by central government and implemented by state government. And how it used to function on ground? So any rural worker can demand for the 100 days guaranteed work. And if state government fails to do so, then state government has to pay allowance to the worker. And if we talk about the nature of the NREGA scheme, so it is a demand driven. As you can see here, that any worker can demand for the work and state government has to provide the work. And if we talk about the budgetary allocation, so it used to be like this, that center sponsored the 100% for the wages and 90% for the material cost. Now what is this material cost here? So any work must require any of the materials needed for that work, right? So any construction work would require bricks, cements and whatnot, right? So that would be that would be funded by central government as 90% and state government will bear for 10%. And if we talk about the another aspect of NREGA scheme is that earlier at the end of the fiscal budget or the fiscal year, sorry, the state government used to provide the labor budget to the central government, which says that we will require this much money for the this year, for the next fiscal year. And that used to be calculated, that was an estimated calculation based on the panchayat's calculation. At any village panchayat they used to calculate it, how many workers are there, how many work can be there in the next upcoming year, the potential work. So that used to be an estimated cost. Central state government used to provide the wholesome state level estimated cost, and that used to be transferred to the central government, and central government used to consider it and they may provide it in their next budget. So that is the whole NREGA scheme in a very nutshell manner, right? Now if we talk about the this VBG Ramji bill, so what is the four major change? If I say the four major changes that have brought in this new bill could be in this way, that one of the major thing is that they have shifted the 100 days guaranteed work to the 125 days, and they are really highlighting this. And as well as another thing is the clause of agriculture pause. If we see, they have provided this clause, meaning to say that this NREGA scheme can be in abeyance or can be paused for the 60 days in the whole year if state government requires or feels to do so, and if they feel that in the harvesting or sowing season they require more workers, so they can put they can request the center, so center can put the scheme for the pause. And if we see, another aspect is the budgetary allocation. Now here the center has changed the manner in which now state will have 40% bearance and center will have 60%, which earlier used to be fully sponsored by central government in terms of wages, that is 100%. And another aspect of this scheme is normative allocation. Now what is this normative allocation? As I told you earlier as well, that state government used to provide an estimation cost before the fiscal year budget. Now here center will themselves decide that how much money they have to give to the each state. So that is the normative budget allocation. And if we say the rationale behind this is that honorable minister has said that Niti Aayog will prepare a parameters and that will provide a unification in the system which will have a certain parameters, and on the basis of the parameters they will provide the funds for the states. So this will upon the Niti Aayog. And if we see the pros and cons of the bill, so the pros of the bills could be like this, that that it has shifted, like it has increased the 125 day to the 125 days, right? And apart from this, it also aims to digitalize the whole scheme in a huge manner so that they can have a more access to the other workers. And among with that, they also have the new identity card for the workers so that they can have direct access to the scheme earlier, which was not there in the earlier scheme. And if we talk about the cons, or why do they have much controversy, if we say, is one is this budgetary allocation, in which center means state argues that they will have now more but burden on their fiscal expenditure, because they will have to bear the cost for it, and which is already augmented by the GST reforms, due to which much of the earlier tax got suspended or got removed, I would say, and due to which they will have now more fiscal burden. And apart from this, this normative allocation funda is also not been suited by the state government, which they argues is that it undermines the strengthening of panchayati raj institution, as well as the state government autonomy. And apart from this is the agriculture pause as well. As now agriculture is the one of the specter which central government is really highlighting, they want to push it more and more. But at the same time, the absence of a guaranteed work would actually undermine the labor rights to demand for the work. And that is also one of the another argument, that the nature of NREGA has been shifted from demand driven, which it earlier used to be, that any worker can demand any time the 100 days employment, now to be the supply driven, which means state central government will decide when they have to give and how much they have to give. So this is all about the NREGA or the VBG Ramji scheme. Thank you.